All right, we are trying this again. I did the Wednesday noon prayer at noon. I did it at noon, but I messed up and I posted it on my page instead of the Timberline Church page. And it was a whole thing. So if this goes on my page again, I guess you guys are just going to have to see it there because I can't do this. I can't do this for a third time. All right, so hey, we're going to just jump right in because we're 26 minutes late for Wednesday noon prayer. But I hope this is going to Timberline Church. If you're in the comments and you could just be like, yeah, I'm seeing this on the Timberline Church Facebook page, that would be super helpful. If it's not on the Timberline Church Facebook page, it would also be helpful to see that too. But, I'm just out here. I'm just one man. I'm just out here trying my best. So, anywho, I don't know where this is going, who it's going to, but I'm going to say some things. So, anyway, hey, we're going to get rolling. My name is Justin. I am the student ministry pastor here at Timberline Church. Been here for about 7-8 years. And man, I love what I get to do working with middle school and high school students. And I just want to throw this challenge out to you guys. If you've never gotten to lead a middle school small group, I really challenge you to just take the challenge and just jump right in because they are wild, they're fun, but you have to know this going into it. You have to set your bar pretty low, all right? Set the bar real low because the wins that you're going to get from these middle school small groups, they're just lower and lower. You can't go into it thinking a successful small group is going to look like your own personal small group that you participate in, but you need to be like, hey, I remembered every kid's name. That was such a win. Or hey, I told the students to sit down and 4 of the 70 actually sat down. That's a win. Or you're like, hey, we got through the entire lesson without somebody punching another kid. That's a win. Or you're like, hey, we didn't have one kid get in the trash can this week. And I know what you're thinking. Kids don't get in trash cans. They sure do. I don't know why, but middle school kids just get in the trash can and it's real crazy. I don't know why they do it, but they just do. And I don't discourage it, I suppose. But anyway, moving on. All right. But I'm saying all this is because I ask my middle school friends some pretty challenging questions, and I asked them one question that wasn't very challenging. I just said, "Hey, do you pray?" Just that. Do you pray? And I remember all the kids are kind of like, "Yeah, I pray." And it's like, "Okay, well, when and how do you do that?" And they would say, "I pray whenever right before a test, or I pray." When my grandparents get sick, and I'm looking at my notes here, so I don't speak for 10 hours. Or it's I pray when my grandparents are sick, or I pray for my cat, and that's a real thing, and that's what they do, and all those things. And I say, okay, well, when do you pray? When do you pray? And they're kind of like, yeah, I pray in the morning, I pray before bed, I pray before I eat dinner, that sort of thing. And then there's one kid who wasn't really saying anything, and I look at him and go, hey, do you pray? And he said, no. And I said, okay, well, why not? Why don't you pray? And he goes, J-Matt, I can't remember where I put my shoes in the morning, let alone remembering to pray. And I started thinking man, how true is that? How we oftentimes just forget. We just forget. We don't even think about it. It's just in one ear, not the other. We just forget to do all sorts of things. And I think oftentimes it's really hard for us to remember to pray. I know for me, that's one of the hardest things about praying is just remembering to do it. And oftentimes I find myself just completely forgetting and moving on. And I'm a pastor. Can you believe that? And I got to the point where I stopped remembering the power of prayer, and I stopped remembering how prayer calms me and it changes things. And when things get tough in my life, I just find myself working harder or working longer or changing things and doing that sort of thing. But a lot of times prayer is not the one thing my brain just immediately goes to. But guys, I'm working on it. I'm trying my very best. And I add to my to-do list every single day, and it says pray, every single day on my to-do list. And that's a great way for me to remember to pray. I have some high school friends that I've journeyed with for a long time, and they always they'll make an alarm like on their phone that will go off and be like, hey, remember to pray, and they'll take that moment to pray. And the thing is, if you tell a middle school kid like, hey, I want you to pray, they're thinking that you have to carve out like this set of time where you have to pray. Maybe they do, but I think oftentimes prayer for me looks like these 2-second, 5-second, 1-sentence prayers throughout my day. Jesus, let me have kind words to say to somebody. Jesus, may I be a listener in this meeting. May I not not hear somebody, or Jesus, help me find a parking spot, or God, I ride a bicycle, help me not get hit by a car. And so maybe that's throughout my whole day, and that's been a really great way for me to remember to pray. And then also like I think the location of where you pray is also important, because I don't pray in the same place I watch TV. I mean, I can, but I don't. Because for me, if I sit down on the couch, I'm going to watch TV. And that's where my brain goes. So I have a chair in my office that the only time I sit in it is when I pray. Other people can sit in it. They come in here and sit in it all the time. But I only pray in that chair. If I'm sitting in this chair, I'm praying. And it's been a really helpful reminder. Every time I see this chair in my office, it reminds me to pray. And then I go and sit in it. I'm going to show it to you. It's this chair right here. Right there. It's a little Tennessee rocking chair my mom got me for my birthday. Got it for me a few years ago. But anytime I'm in that chair, I'm praying. And it's such a helpful reminder to me to pray and remember to pray. And so maybe you guys have a great system on how you pray and remember to pray. Put that in the comments. I bet it could really, really help some people who are maybe struggling with their prayer life right now. So let's be a community that helps one another, that shares great ideas with each other. And so, guys, that's all I got time for. But I hope this is going to post on Timberline Church's Facebook page. If it doesn't, I'm just really sorry. Next week, you'll get a real pastor. So, really thankful for you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I hope you guys have enjoyed Wednesday noon prayer as much as I've loved doing it for the second time. But, anywho, I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys have a great week.